Now, but when you don't know the enemy's roam yet, it can be risky to do that.
You know, one thing I just realized is that we didn't really talk about why SRG was so strong in the first game here, because of the fact that Export and also Carry has so much true damage that completely shuts down whatever tankiness that Team Hawk brings to the table. And now, realizing that they've banned the Export, is like, you know what? 1 is enough. 2 is a little bit too much. They just shut down Cram's Export completely.
There we go. There's the Ruby. Surprisingly enough, not really that prioritized among certain teams here in MPL MY. But both Iris and Lexia, like we mentioned, and I'm pretty sure Noir as well, can play the Ruby pretty well. And it's a solid way of trying to catch out heroes like the Nolan and Carry. So I do respect this.
Not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of Ruby. But after the nerf of just reducing his own natural spellwam lifesteal, it kind of doesn't have that lifesteal sustainability that we kind of see back in the days now. So
I think it's a little more balanced now.
It's a little bit more balanced. The catch is nice, but I really liked Ruby when it was tanky, you know? Like, just because of how much spell vamp, it forces people to get like early dominance eyes and maybe of endurance, which kind of messes up the early aggression.
Ooh.
But Dirov was completely snuck by. And it has been banned once. I've seen this a lot in ranked games, but Dirov is a way to deal with tanky heroes.
I hate Dirov in ranked games. He is such a pain
Annoying.
in the butt. And if he goes like Petrify, you just basically have no winning matchup in the EXP lane ever. Edith, though, is a much more interesting concept here, because this isn't a particularly strong roam hero nowadays. Her catch is a little bit too single target. And when she goes into marksman mode, then she loses her kind of presence as a tank. So what's Team Hawk gonna try and counter this with?
I think the marksman's mode is just to deal with the Claude's Blazing Duet, right? Like, I think the biggest concern was that every single time Claude comes in with the Blazing Duet with Winds of Nature, you just don't really have a way to shut him down, right? So having the true damage coming from the carry, having the Edith's marksman away can kind of threaten him to preemptively back off. So I guess that's the idea. And you called it! The Phobius again, alright!
This is actually a hero that Iris has played a few times in the past, and he's pretty good with it, but it is a weaker EXP laner up against one of the best 1v1 EXP laners in the entire game in that Dirov. Selangor Red Giants now choosing to be the team that brings something interesting to the table, while Team Hawk playing a much more standard team fight composition going into game number 2. It's a little bit of a reversal here compared to what happened previously.
Well, speaking of reversals here, will they be able to bounce back with this play? It is going to be a tall order, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2, day number 3. This is Team Hawk versus Selangor Red Giants.
Can the fallen champions that are Team Hawk overcome this gigantic obstacle that stands in their way? We'll find out very soon, but we can see already 4 members of Red Giants here to make sure that Skies gets his purple buff. They know how easy it is for a Nolan to be ganked at level 1.
Yeah, speaking of gank here, do they want to punish him here? Skies is just extremely annoying as well. But what I really like with this initial start is Selangor Red Giants had Dirov in towards a orange buff first to help Nolan accelerate his farm to rotate quicker into another lane.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Normally you don't see this happen because EXP laners need to maintain their presence early, but Dirov is so strong, he's fine.
Well, speaking of presence here, because of how quickly Skies is able to rotate the little Wanderer here, gets a Wanderer, almost hits 4, and Noir is only level 1. So technically, if Sky gets his 4 right now, they can try and one-shot Noir right now.
What I'm wondering is how Noir is level 2 when Humes isn't yet. That's actually quite interesting because the Roamer should be at the same level. So Noir got some EXP somewhere, I just don't know where.
Well, seems like a...
Oh, Cram's holding the lane.
Okay. Okay, why is he doing that though?
Why is he holding the lane?
Like, does he want to freeze the lane so that he has a safe... Yeah, I guess that's the idea here. He wants to safely get his XP. He knows for a fact that if he gets zoned out, he loses his XP, he's gonna get completely messed up. But at the same time, 20 seconds before the turtle comes in, so I can only assume that he's trying to mess up the lane, I guess. I don't know. Or bait Janus in an awkward position, I guess.
Basically, when you have a winning EXP laner, you freeze the lane right outside your tower, and in this case, Iris on the Phoveus doesn't put much pressure. He will be forced to walk up very far in the lane to actually get gold and EXP, and if he walks too far, Cram can just one-shot him here. He did decide not to go for Petrify, so the Deraf is a little bit weaker in lane, but he's still very scary.
Now, speaking of the fight here, Turtle. First Turtle comes in. Noir almost hitting the 4. Yumes as well. Doesn't want to start this fight yet. Iris going to be checking a little bit more, but oh no, Skies is just stealing the jungle resources away from Ha. Getting a little bit greedy with this plays while waiting for those 4s here. But now here comes the I'm offended by Noir! A 3-man demonic force. A lot of damage, but where's the follow-up now? As Iris not going to be able to finish the mob, but it is enough to win the Turtle skirmish.
Red Giants don't lose any bodies, but that was a massive blow because they have the team composition that should win the Turtle fight naturally. But Noir getting a 3-man hook into the Demonic Force did so much damage that they could no longer stay in lane. That's going to give Team Hawk a nice start.
What a start indeed. Yumes now down towards half HP. Purify by Lexia forces a flicker. Now pops the marksman form. Lexia gets completely bursted down. First blood for Selangor Red Giants.
And Yumes is the one to get it on that Edith as well. I'll be interested to see whether Yumes does go for full tank here because we've seen some examples in the past of Edith getting like 1 or 2 damage items just to really hone in on things. For now though, Red Giants, even though they weren't able to secure the first turtle of the game, getting first blood and still farming safely means that they do still have the net worth lead.
Well, Stormy? Well, he may have done one of the biggest out blindly through the bush yesterday. Today, he's trying a little bit of game here. A little bit of, show and tell. But at the same time, Yumes, he gets pulled back into the middle lane here. He's somehow able to sustain this. He pops his Primal Arm, gets an extra shield, turns the fight. Janus gets shut down. Elixir now needs to run for his life. He gets the stolen Primal Wrath, but he will need to back off unless Skies... Okay, he is not going to go for it. He is going to steal the orange buff away from Janus instead.
It was a good idea. One of the best ways to deal with Edis is if you...
Oh my god! Skies with the Fracture Burst! Ruby may have the CCs, but guess what? The Fracture can dodge them all.
You can't crowd control death, and in this case, Skies is the one delivering it right to Team Hawk's doorstep. This Nolan starting to get some farm under his belt, and now Yu's pressuring top lane with Innocent. They want to get this carry fed once again.
That was a tank being one-shotted. How far ahead is Skies right now? That is a big, scary thing to see because he is now level 9 as Janus just hit his level 8, and this is going to be a problem in this turtle fight here because this turtle now down to his half HP. Team Hawk is still deciding if they can set up the fight as well. Nor drop to us with half HP, cannot get the pull. Finally drops the I'm Offender, but he needs to back out. The Demonic Force is doing some work here. Iris takes down Cram, but they will kind of take the turtle as well. So Yumes now needs to make a run for it. Iris picks them all apart. 2 men down for Selangor Red Giants as Team Hawk was able to win off that trade.
Iris starting to do some damage as well, and we can actually see a lot of value in the way that Team Hawk has drafted here.
Oh, Lexia, okay. He's able to survive this. Guys needs to back off. Noir looking for the pullback, but he's just there to show presence. There's actually no backup at all for his team.
I'm now realizing it's not just that the Red Giants have a lot of dashes that Demonic Force can proc off of. Both Ruby and Barat have ways of displacing the opponent and grouping them together for big damage ults from that Phobia. So this pick working very well for Team Hawk right now. The Red Giants still slightly in the lead, mainly because Innocent has still been farming this whole time. But they gotta be a little bit careful. Their late game scaling will fall behind a little bit.
Indeed, but as of yet, Saken now, he's got his Corrosion Cypher very quickly in towards his DHS soon. And I guess once that's happened, maybe Team Hawk is going to be able to have a little bit more of an AoE to deal with this burst here. But now I'm Offender comes in, Cram gets called out, and he is gone. Bye-bye, Dero.
Not a lot
Bye-bye.
you can do in that situation. I did see in terms of itemization, Cram went for Dominance Ice. So this is a tankier Daroff build, which is fine. But him being behind here, nice timing.
Okay. I see you, Noir. You've got some fast fingers here, even though it's just one button, but still the timing, not exactly easy to pull off here.
Yeah, absolutely not. As someone who plays a lot of Ruby, I wasn't even that clear that you could do that. So Noir, impressive.
Yeah, you can. It's just very difficult. Like the timing window is so small as well. Like you don't know when he's gonna go for it. But still, fast reactions here. I like it. Innocent now does have the endless battle, so that's even more true damage. And in this case, second. Ooh, okay. He's level 10, but he's somehow getting out damaged by a carry. Meanwhile, Turtle contest comes in once again. Iris already zoning them off. Cram taking a little bit too much damage, but guess what? Skies, he's sick of him. He's gonna take him out of the equation, and they are gonna slowly pick them all apart as well. Janus goes in for the gobble, gets a 2-man stun. Does he win the trade-off? No, it does not. Janus wins it, and here comes Saken with the blazing duet. Almost killing Stormy off, but this passive keeps him alive, and now Yumes pops the Prime Wolf to clear the Winnie as well. Or does he kill Noir instead? Oh my goodness, he might actually die to this Innocent. He comes in and Noir is dead. Oh my goodness, now Saket as well is gonna fall. Innocent with the wrap up alongside with Skies as SRG continues to push forward as Team Hawk was caught off guard.
Team Hawk was definitely not ready for that one. They were positioning to make sure that Innocent wouldn't be able to pick off more of their members, and then Skies just comes in out of nowhere and gets a pick off for himself. The Red Giant starting to fight back just a little bit, and even though Team Hawk had been in a very comfortable position up until now, that is now a 3k net worth lead. With 2 kills under his belt, Innocent is farming up a storm.
My goodness, indeed, it is a storm. In this case, Stormy 004 on this Nana. Hasn't had the greatest time, but he is just extremely annoying with those Molinas right now. And every single time Team Hawk makes a wrong play like that, the Molina just stops the tempo. Now, flicker forward! Okay, yeah, I gotta stop jinxing the game.
We kind of do, huh?
Every single time we talk about this guy, he's great, we compliment him. Yeah, he's gone. Goodbye.
Really swift movements here. Noir is really making a performance for himself as a roamer this season. I'm very impressed.
Wouldn't lie. I've never seen Noir like this, ever.
We have, but it's been so long that I wouldn't blame you for forgetting.
No, I've seen him play, but at this level, so consistent. It's crazy. Like, I like this Noir.
I like this Noir as well, but will it be enough here? Because the Red Giants are really starting to build up their gold lead. Innocent, he just completed a Sea Halberd, so even the tankier heroes like Janus and Iris are no longer going to be able to survive very long in a 1v1 situation. One thing that I am a little disappointed about is the use of the Daroff this game. 0 and 2 is usually not what you want to see on one of the strongest... Oh, hold on.
Hold that thought for now. Iris, now getting a little bit chip damage here. They are going to go for the Lord Dance for now. Saket is building up some stacks. Noir looking for the punish here, but Cram dropped down to his half HP. This Daroff is struggling to set up an engagement right now.
But the choice of going for a tank build means that he doesn't just get one shot there, even after getting caught by Noir. So, honestly, even though he hasn't gotten the snowball you usually expect from this hero, he's still providing some much-needed utility to the side of the Selangor Red Giants.
Well, speaking of the fights here, Lord still being resetted once again, and it seems like SRG, they're just playing it slow right now. They know for a fact that purple buff is up. They need to either choose purple buff or Lord, but SRG seems like they want to greed this out a little bit more. They're sending Innocent to farm up the bottom lane first before maybe even deciding if they want to contest this Lord at all.
Red Giants ideally want to take out Iris before the fight begins. The last time they were able to execute the Phobias, they took the team fight with no problems at all. It is that demonic force that they are the most wary of right now. But Team Hawk, I imagine they've adapted. They want to make sure that Iris doesn't put himself in a dangerous spot too early on because they are dependent on his damage.
Oh, Saken. Okay. Force the going for the battle animation. I'm offended. Catches on Yumes. The fight is a little bit split off, but the damage coming from Lexia is just scaring them off. They need to be a little bit more careful here, but here comes Iris. He's going to go for the demonic force, but Tier 1 still stands. Doesn't want to risk it, so they have to back up. A lot of value damage being thrown in by Lexia as well with the Molina.
I think that was well done by the Red Giants to disengage. They're basically waiting for the demonic force to run out of duration, and unfortunately, Team Hawk weren't able to take the Lord during that time. So now the Red Giants are looking to re-engage. They no longer have the Phobius ult to be worried about.
This is crazy, considering that SRG, they took so much damage, they were able to get the reset so quickly, and because of this, now they're trading 50s again, and Hawk says, you know what, not worth it, we're gonna play this low again as well. Saken needs his farm right now because he hasn't been able to get some farm. He's only getting from the creeps with the middle lane, but he's still sharing the gold with Lixia. So that's a big problem. Whereas Innocent, he just got his Malefic Raw. Hold that thought for now. Noir with the catch. Innocent getting blasted to smithereens, but Saken, he almost loses his life, but he is able to heal back up with the purple buff. He won't get out. Meanwhile, Noir is trying to bait SRG in. It doesn't matter. Skies one-shots him, and they're trying to get out. Iris with the demonic force gets cancelled with the Molina. There's no counterplay for Hawk after that.
That positioning error is very unexpected from one of the best gold laners we've seen this season. Innocent walking into that brush, not respecting the possibility of Noir having that flicker hook available once again, but
well, seems like they are going to go for the all-in play as well. Skies getting sucked in. Janus getting bursted down. Cram shutting him down. And now Lixia is going to be next to fall. They may have lost Innocent, but the true DPS is got to be Cram, the man, the shredder, the destroyer, Diroff.
That last fight, there's one very clear mistake that was made by Janus. He got the Daytona's welcome onto Skies, and it is really difficult to catch this Nolan with that Barat's ult, but he wanted to try and stun him against Cram, but he missed. If he had just gone for the wall stun instead, then the damage from Skies wouldn't have been enough to actually burst down Saken and Lexia and force them back, and that could have been a very different team fight. You cannot greed in these situations.
Oh boy. Tank Diroff with the debuffs. Do not underestimate that, and he is just showing us a masterclass of a Diroff right now. Despite not having Petrify, like you said, but still, wow, what? Janus is just completely shut down because of this. And look at this. Janus opted to go for anti-Kiraz as well as Athena Shield, but aside from that, this jungle is relatively poor right now. It's a 4k gold difference between him and Skies, and this is worrisome on this Barat.
Yeah, Skies is almost max build here. Lord crashing in. Mid inhibitor will fall here for sure. It's just how much more Red Giants will be able to take. They're going to switch their eyes down to the bottom inhib. Team Hawk, unfortunately, their defense is not the best. They need a catch.
Okay, Lixia, alright, you know, I see you, Skies. You know, he's been trying to kill Lixia for the longest time, but he always gets out. But at the same time, SRG, they will settle with a little bit of chip damage, but the damage has been done. Team Hawk is able to defend for now.
The Yums actually dodged the flicker hook. Noir now has neither his ult nor his battle spell, and that's go time for the Selangor Red Giants. They're just poking down Team Hawk. They take the bottom inhibitor, and now they will walk away. A very successful push here. The Selangor Red Giants, 8,000 net worth lead, are firmly in control of the entire game.
Now, whatever I say, I just feel bad right now, like casters, because, okay, you know, Team Hawk, they get to defend the tier 3. Second waves of reinforced minions comes in. Oh, wait, they can't defend no more. All right, great, good job. Like, Saken, I don't know, man. Like, Blazing Duet, great and all. He's able to do a lot of value damage, but again, every single time, I'm not sure if you noticed, like, he came into the fight, he was completely shut down by Stormy and Yums right from the get-go. Despite having the perfect positioning, he just cannot sustain in the fights at all.
Yeah, he has to keep an eye out for a Stormy, for Skies, for Cram. It's not a fun situation for Saken to be in here. And it's situations like this that does make you understand exactly why Claude still has a 0% win rate in this season. Teams are starting to become very aggressive, and no matter how much damage you may have, it's not gonna matter if you're not alive to do it.
Hey, we talked about the patch before. It might be the end of marksman era, considering that almost every single marksman got nerfed in the most recent patch. But of course,
they got buffed, didn't they?
No, they got kind of nerfed hard, attack speed wise.
No, they got nerfed attack speed wise because they readjusted the game so that it's easier to attack move. It's actually better.
No, I still think it's a nerf in terms of overall damage output. But all in all, hold that thought for now. Yums now going for the catch. Iris, again, you know, Focusing on Iris is going to be with the play right here. The Lord getting chipped away by Innocent to start things off. Noir needs to get the perfect catch right now. And SRG, they're pretty split off. And that's not going to be something that Team Hawk is looking for here. They need to beat some sort of reactions, but they can't seem to open up the fight.
Skies tried to get a 1v1 execute onto Saken in the mid lane, but he actually ended up losing most of his health himself. So he rotated over, took the purple buff from Team Hawk side, and now he's gonna return to maybe contest the Lord and maybe try to get a kill once again. Again, Saken actually has a lot of damage. He can 1v1 Skies if the approach is not correct. It has to be so wary in team fights.
I like how SRG is just stalling. They know that the minions are shoving down towards the bottom lane here. Now is the perfect time to go here, just because of the fact that they may lose an inhibitor, but a triple Molina! Stormy gets the catch, the same exact push! And now they are forced to scramble. SRG backing off Sake's Blazing Duet, doing so much work. And now Iris getting kited down with the Demonic Force. He got baited with the Molina. He's gonna commit even more, but he still manages to trade one with the help of Lixia. All for naught. Lost.
That was beautiful spacing by Skies, perfectly timing his dash to just barely avoid the Demonic Force and then bait him back into the rest of his team. This Lord should be free now.
Lixia, he tried to greed it out. He tried to make a play. Unfortunately, he gets shut down. Sake now with the winds of nature proc here. Trying to get a trade, trying to steal the Lord, but again, the retreat trumps all as Skies will completely soar from the sky as he takes the Lord down.
I'm not sure if Team Hawk should have done that. Lexia should not have greeted out, and I don't think Saken should have bought it trying to follow up, because that means he's not going to have Wind of Nature for this Lord push from the Selangor Red Giants, and he already is lacking defenses. This could spell the end here. Can Team Hawk defend against this all-out assault?
Well, speak of the devil here, with the Lord coming in, they will need a lot more from Saken. He's all maxed out. He's all 6 damage items here. He's got to completely chunk out the Lord here. They're luring up to the top side. The tier 3 already falled as well. SRG getting chipped away. Cram still mowing Iris down a little bit here. Skies thinking of bursting down. He's gone. He's deleted. Stormy again with the last hit. And now it's going to be a 4v5. But of course, Team Hawk, they clear the minions. They still hold on. It's going to be tough. Can they wait for the next setup as well? Wombo combo comes in. Janice gets pulled back. Here comes the Blazing Duet. Saken is holding on. He drops them down low, but Skies from the sides trying to keep them alive. Saken will fall. He's got the immortality, but it doesn't matter. Skies picks them apart. Selangor Rai Giants tramples on the dreams of the defending champions. And that is going to be Hawk, a former champion, getting shut down by them.
The presence of the Giants in the land of Dawn proves once again to be too overwhelming for Team Hawk. With beautiful plays and consistent pressure, they executed on their team composition flawlessly and didn't allow Team Hawk a single opportunity once that mid-game came about.
Oh boy, what a game. What a game. This is indeed a very, very convincing performance here. And I want to see how they feel about their game, because they were talking smack. And all those smack was all not talk at all.
I think they'll have some interesting words to say. So without further ado, let's throw it over the road.